Just wanted to let that new music play for a bit. We'll be hearing it quite a bit, of course. Welcome back, everybody, to Stardew Valley here on Fantasy Farm. It has been a hot minute since I recorded, so we're going to see how much I remember, because the last time I opened this up was the 3rd of February, and it is currently the, 23rd of February now? So it's been like 3 weeks. Weather report is going to rain again. That's crazy. It's going to rain on fall too, and the spirits are mad today, but that's fine because, unsurprisingly, since it is a new season, we're going to be spending a good bulk of our time just getting things sorted. Robin is hard at work on our barn. As you can see, our chickens have officially matured. So we have Combuskin over here. Our duck, Hunter, is, he's still a chick. But we're going to let them out, let them roam a little bit. For now, I'm going to put the eggs in here. And the first thing we need to do is get all of our land ready for our new crops. As you can tell, a few of them have survived, as they are primarily the corn, because they will survive through both summer and fall. But everything else is gone, so we need to make some space for new things. So as for the question of, well, what are we going to do specifically in terms of picking up fall crops? I do kind of want to get a bit of everything, but that said, obviously there is going to be stuff that I prioritize that I find is just a better crop in general. And if you're going strictly for money and nothing else, you've basically got it narrowed down to 2 options. And those options are either the cranberries, which are a lot like the blueberries, in the fact of they'll produce multiple harvests, and so you can, of course, get a lot of them. And the other option is pumpkins, which are more akin to the melons of they are worth a lot, but they only have 1 harvest, and it takes them a pretty good time to get that harvest. So those are essentially our options going forward. But like I said, I'm going to grab a bit of everything, really, and once we start getting stuff to grow, then I'll switch it up, of course. But we've got a little bit of time, since Pierre's just now opened. Today is going to be pretty much entirely focused on getting the farm set up. And of course, the biggest, most important thing that you do not want to forget are your rare seeds, as they do take all month, or all season, whichever you prefer, to grow. So you really don't want to forget those. That's everything taken care of over here. Let's look at the left side. Clear that out. I need to grab my axe. Got a couple pieces of wood here that I don't want. I'm not going to keep specific track of exactly how many spaces I've got here in terms of land that can be farmed. I'm probably just going to go a bit overboard, and if we've got too many seeds, then no big deal. We'll just wait for another point where we've got more things open, more spaces open, more tiles open, after the first harvest is all said and done. Just got to keep an eye on that timer and make sure that I do not go too far. go. I know I said I did want to make this a little pathway, but I think we're going to be waiting for primarily winter for that when... I'd say no crops to grow. There are some that grow, but it's very minimal. If you're a person that likes to not focus on the farm work and you're more of a miner slash fisherman, or fisherwoman, as the case may be, then winter is definitely the season for you. Because just won't spend a lot of time working on the crops. Oh, I didn't even see over here. We had this one too. I do kind of want to keep this away. I do see that mushroom over there, but after I make sure this is cleared back a little bit, I'm going to go straight to Pierre's, because I do not want to waste any more time. There we go. We will start working on fences and the like once that barn is built, but I kind of want to wait until the barn is built before making any decisions on how I'm going to do the fencing for that area. Of course, there are new fish, there are new forageables, there's a lot of new stuff, but this warrants my primary focus and attention for the time being. Here you can take a look at the birthdays. So Penny's birthday will be coming up tomorrow. Hey Leah, how quickly the seasons change. It's shocking. It really is. We're going through our first fake spring right now. Fall seeds are here. Crops don't grow in winter, so this is your last shot until spring. Better go all out, huh? Perhaps we shall. Check the bottom real quick. No, those wallpapers are pretty ugly. So here are your options. Pumpkins, which take 13 days. Corn, you've already seen. Eggplant takes 5 days and will continue to produce after harvest. Bok choy takes only 4. Yams take 10. Cranberries take 7 and continue to produce. Wheat take 4, which you've already seen these because these are summer and fall. Sunflower, you've already seen. Fairy seeds, which are flowers, will take 12. Amaranth will take 7. Grape will take 10, but as you've seen, this is a bit of a weird one because it's a fall crop, but also a summer forageable. They are the same item. It's a bit odd. So those are our options. Like I said, you're predominantly going to work on pumpkin and cranberry if you're going straight for money. In my case, I'm going to work on those last. Corn, I don't feel like I need because I've already got plenty of corn seeds on the farm that I've been working with, and the same goes for the sunflowers. So I'm probably not going to do that, and I'm likely not going to do wheat either. I might later on, but right now I'm not going to because we've already done that as well, so that narrows down our choices. I'm going to take probably not a lot of eggplant, maybe like 15 because these continue to produce, and they're not super high value, even though they're very fast growing, but they're not super high value, so I'm not going to take a lot of those. Bok choy, I think I'm going to do basically the same thing. Yam, I'm going to do the same thing. Where I can donate some, I'll keep some for recipes. For the fairy seeds, I'm going to buy a little bit more. I'm thinking like 25 for those. Amaranth, even if you're not going to grow this is essentially like the wheat. You harvest it with the scythe, as it says. It's that sort of like purple grass that you've seen before. Marnie will ask you for this always in the mail before you can get it grown, unfortunately, but she'll ask for it this season. So get at least one of these, but I'm going to grab like 15, I think. As for what's remaining, I'm going to go pretty heavy on this. I'm thinking, oh gosh, probably like, yeah, that'll probably do. We're only getting 15 of those, but I might sell some stuff and come back. Or bring some stuff to sell and come back and actually grab a little bit more. Because I would like a lot more than 15, if I'm being perfectly honest. I know those fairy rows which is what they turn into. R-O-S-E, not R-O-E-S, since we've been talking about fishing. But I know those fairy rows are pretty good gifts for a fair few people. So I might do a little poking around here. In fact, what I could probably do... I could sell these. I'm going to sell the red ones too. And that'll give us a little bit more money to work with. I did see that dig spot over there. I'll come back for that later. Hi, Callie. But obviously I got to make sure I get 2 piers before he closes. Thankfully he closes at 5 and not at 4, so I'm not quite running at the very end of this clock here. But even if I were, it looks like we would have made it regardless. There we go. We got a little bit more spending money now, but again, that's just all going to go to pumpkins. So there we go. As for how we're going to fertilize these, I'm going to think probably, because remember, we do have a few more seeds in the chest as well. Not a lot, but some. I will probably be putting speed grow on the rare seeds and likely quality fertilizer on everything else. So here's what we've got for options, and there's our speed grow. I'm actually going to move that up there and the rare seeds up here. So I want to get these planted before anything else. There it is. Move these down here. So let's see, that's 45. That's, yeah, that's right. That's 65, 70. This is 85, 90, 140. 202, 203, 207. I think I'm just going to do these like groups at a time. So I'll do the first... Well, actually, I should do the pumpkin seeds and cranberry first. I'll do the first 110, I guess. And then we'll go from there. Well, 111, but that's fine too. I do have some more speed grow there, so I guess that will be taken care of. This is normal for the start of the season, though. You're just going to spend some time, a fair bit of the day doing this, but once it's set up, and you're good to go. You're free to work on other things. So I do want to keep focus on a lot of crop planting. Callie, just lay it out in the dirt. Okay, that's all those. Cranberries. We'll just grow the... Oops. I was going to say we'll grow the amaranth normally, but... There we go. Put those back up there. Let's see. So about 45 for the rest. do want to get these planted more. I want to make sure I get these done, so put those first. Alright, back to our quadrant over here. Alright, how much do we have left here? So that's 5, 10, 25, 34. I don't know why I came up with 42 there. See, I thought I was going overboard here of like, oh, I'd have too many seeds, but I actually had plenty of space. I'm not too worried about the broccoli, as this is just that crop that you can find, like you could with the summer squash or with the... I think I've already donated that, yep. Like you could with the summer squash or with the carrots from summer and spring, respectively. So I'm not going to be too terribly worried about those. And the broccoli, unlike the, well, I guess it is like the summer squash, but unlike the carrots, it is one of those. We'll continue to produce after the first harvest, so I'm not worried about those. Alright, that should do pretty well for our farming. In the meanwhile, if we look at our community center... These are our forageables that we need to pick up. The wild plum, the hazelnut, the blackberry. I know our luck's pretty bad today, so the likelihood is not super high of running into them, but I still want to poke around and just see if I can't spot any, because if we can grab those, that'll be one less thing I've got to worry about. The common mushroom is one as well, but especially if you pick the mushroom cave, there's no way you don't have one of those by this point. Yeah, it looks like we're not seeing one just yet here. It's kind of interesting. It will get a little bit darker a little bit sooner now that spring, or now that summer is gone and fall is here, and obviously that will transfer into winter as well. We'll get dark much sooner. But that's all the more reason to carefully keep our eyes peeled, and also a good reason to keep the glow ring on. It's going to be a very, very handy tool to have. Hey, there we go. There's one. Well, two, actually. I am keeping an eye on that timer up there. I know it's getting close to midnight here. I was going to check the trash cans, but hi, Shane. I'm not going to go poking around the entire forest here. Basically just going to head back to my farm, and if I see something on the way here, I'll grab it. Nope, looks like no dice. Alright, well, just the blackberry then. That's okay. It's an uneventful day one, but you know what? They usually kind of start that way. So put this in here. Let's see. We're about even on everything. I'll smelt a little bit of this. I don't want to use up too much of my coal, but well, these are ready too. Well, there you go. I want to switch to anything else? No, not really. I'll stick with the blueberries for the time being. Once we start getting on a decently low supply of them, then I'll, of course, switch to something else. But there we go. We've got our crops planted. With that taken care of, now we can move on to actually properly exploring a bit of fall. Some tomato juice there. Okay, good. It still let me pet Callie. Fortune teller spirits are still ultra mad. It is still going to rain tomorrow. We have a rainy file, I think. Just very rainy file. Not sure why. This is a bit odd. So that was the keg, so I'm actually going to put a melon in there this time. And would you look at that? The barn is constructed. It is fully built. I'm just going to sell this, I think. Put the honey in there. So like with the coop, of course, you got a door that opens and closes for your barn animals. The barn is a little bit bigger, of course. But this is not going to be its fully completed form, as you could probably guess. But it is looking good thus far. It is looking very good. Oh, right, we've got to go pet the animals in here. Since it is raining, the animals are going to stay inside the coop. As you can tell, even with the door open, they stayed inside. And they're still happy, so I just wanted to point that out. If it is weather that they don't like, then they'll just stay indoors. Right, I need some... well, no, I probably don't. A regular wood chest should be just fine for what I'm about to do. Which is, I am going to just have a chest in here. Just put it like here. This is where we'll keep our eggs and other supplies that they'll, of course, provide. I guess I should be getting back into the daily routine here. I do need to get rid of that little stone that's over there. But yeah, looking at our skills, we are close on foraging, and I would like to try to get that completely done before the blackberry season hits. Oh, there's a piece of coletta, so that's good. So what are our big goals for fall? Well, first and foremost is to obviously get everything that's... Hey, there we go. I was going to say, ideally getting most, if not all, of our skills to level 10 would be good, and there we go. That's one of them right there. Which means I probably can lay off the hardwood for at least a little bit of time. So I'll probably pass on doing that until I feel like our supply is getting low. So yes, getting our skills pretty high up there. Ideally, everything at 10 would be great. If combat doesn't get there, no big deal, but mining and farming should absolutely get there. There's no way farming doesn't. Probably with what we've planned, we'll get that to 10, but mining I would like to get to 10 as well. So that's one goal. Another one is to basically get the community center done. The fall crops bundle should be done. The quality crops bundle should be done. Animal bundle should ideally be pretty close to done. The fall foraging will be done. The fish tank should theoretically be done. That should be done. There'll be a few that I won't have done, but that's because they're things like the winter forageables, so obviously those aren't going to show up in fall. But a good bulk of those should get done. What do I want to do first? Give me one moment and I will be right back. Okay, we are back. I wanted to check on when that tiger trout appears. And also, where is... Oh, there it is. was saying, also, where is my fishing rod? I think for now we're just going to go around town, look for the remaining forageables. I do want to grab a blackberry in case we find the other ones. I don't suppose... Yeah, I didn't think so. I might end up grabbing more corn while we're in town. And putting some quality fertilizer to guarantee I can get some of the gold star. Because I don't think I had that one done correct. No, I did not. Okay, there we go. We got the hazelnut, we've got the blackberry. I think that means we are just missing, yeah, the wild plum, which does tend to be the one that I have a harder time finding. Your mileage may vary, though. It feels like a lot of people, before the blackberry season starts, have an issue finding them, but once the blackberry season hits, they're not hard to find at all. You showed up at the perfect time. This will always occur on the second day of fall. It's our new special orders board. Robin and I built it from scratch. Lewis, all you did was hold the nails. Ignore her. Now, let me explain. You see, with the fantasy farm back in business, the local economy's really been picking up. As a result, some of the local townsfolk have been asking me for a way to source local ingredients for their business or personal projects. So Robin and I came up with the idea of a new special orders board where people can post bigger jobs that then would make sense for the old billboard outside Pierre's. Obviously, the rewards are greater as well. For example, I plan on requesting some hardwood for a bed I want to make. I won't put you on the spot, but if you want to help me out, you can just accept the job from this board. Who knows, maybe if the bed turns out well, I'll start selling them at my shop. I look forward to helping. I thought so. I wouldn't expect anything less from you. So can you say that we're on board? And then he dies a little inside because, you know... Well, I'm sure you're busy, but so we won't keep you away from your work any longer. As always, I appreciate your willingness to contribute. Take care. She's over there just still giggling at her pun. So yes, that bulletin board will be there now in place of that bush. We'll take a look at it pretty quickly here. Today is Penny's birthday. I think I've got a poppy, so I can give her that. I do want to pick up, like I said, a little bit more corn. Yeah, honestly, that's perfect, I think. That should be plenty good. Yeah, I think I will go plant these really quickly. I'm not going to cut or anything. I think I will plant these and go grab a poppy for Penny, and then we'll look at the bulletin board.
Penny's birthday is today, and while I chose to give her a poppy, let's see what some other options are if you don't have any left or just decided not to grow them. For Penny's love list, both the diamond and the emerald are likely items you have a few of by now. Should you not, a melon is also an easy choice, as it's one of the best summer crops to grow, so unless you sold them all and didn't save any, you should have at least one to give her. Of the dishes here, the roots platter is gained by level 3 combat and not too hard to make. The rest of these require 7 hearts with people or just straight up are not accessible. Penny does love all books too, but we've kind of already gone over why gifting books isn't really a good idea. For Penny's like list, note that on the top there, she likes all artifacts. Remember, she is basically a teacher after all. So if you don't have a dandelion, because I'd recommend you keep the leeks that you have for George, but you do find an artifact that you've already donated and don't have another use for, this is a good choice too. Small quick note for the end here, but on Penny's hate list, you'll notice that any and all alcohol is a big no-no, including the hops which can make alcohol. This makes sense, given her mom drinks a lot, so it does fit her character, but yeah, don't gift her a bottle of wine or something like that.
I read an interesting theory. I have no idea how true or not true it is about why, with the exception of Penny, so many of the characters in the game dislike the poppies, the flowers. Because usually flowers, like, by and large, are pretty acceptable gifts, but the poppy seems to be the one that's not. And a lot of people have been theorizing that the reason that the poppy is not a liked item by pretty much everybody that's not Penny is because of it has a... There we go. It has sort of a, like, it reminds people of, of the war that's going on. If you remember seeing that scene with Sam and Vincent in the summer when they were on the beach, talking about, like, oh, is Dad gonna make it home? Like, I heard that, you know, our soldiers were getting decimated type of thing. And so I think the poppies are supposed to be sort of the type of flower that we have for, like, Remembrance Day. Because I think Canada has those, right? They do that for their Veterans Day or Remembrance Day. And so, like, seeing it reminds people that that's going on, and that's why it's such a disliked item. I don't know if that's true or not, but that would make sense if it's not a dislike of the veterans and it's not a dislike of the flower. It's a dislike of the fact that war is happening. Hey, Sebastian. Hey, Pam. If I knew you better, I'd be more inclined to chat. That's alright. Hey, Penny. Ben's been asking me about slugs for weeks, so I prepared a whole lesson on them. They're actually pretty interesting. Whenever I see a banana slug, I feel like it's a sign of good luck. Well, here's the sign of your birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, is this for me? For my birthday? Sorry. I'm just not used to such kindness. I love it, though. It's perfect. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Penny's not one that I've been giving a lot of liked gifts, so I'm glad to help her out with that. I wonder if she's got an event now that I... Yeah. Ugh, so dirty in here. It's not that bad. You got a couple things on the floor, but it's not too bad. Delta, sorry about the mess. I was just about to clean up. It's all good. It's all good. You help me? You really mean it? Okay, you can get started over there. I'll clean the kitchen. Yeah, like, see, it didn't really take that long. What do you think you're doing? Stop it, I had everything just the way I like it. Mom, the house is a total mess. Delta and I were just trying to tidy things up a bit. Were you at the saloon just now? You smell like beer. It's none of your damn business where I go. It is my business. I don't want you destroying yourself. Don't you realize your choices have an effect on me? Stop being so selfish. Jeez, she told him. Selfish, I put a roof over your head and clothes on your back, and you call me selfish? You ungrateful little... I'm a go. Bye. You better go. I'm sorry you had to see this kid. I didn't know if I was going to be putting my 2 cents in or something. He's a nice young man. But I don't want you telling others to clean my house. It's embarrassing, you understand? Any other... She might say something now. No, I guess not. Like, I kind of get it. I'll come back to that. I'm going to hunt around in the forest for the plum. And then we can also talk about that scene. Like, I kind of get it. Like, I wouldn't want other people cleaning up my mess, too. The organized chaos I kind of get. There is, I've talked about this before, there is, like, a limit. Everybody's got their limit, and some people have a better tolerance for letting places get messy than other people do. But at the same time, it's like, well, you know, if you've got somebody that lives there that is cleaning up the house, and you're like, hey, I'll help out, it's just a nice thing that they want to do to help. It's not because they're like, wow, yeah, this place is a mess, you need to, like, get your shit together or anything. Like, if that's the case, then yeah, it probably feels patronizing to her, even though it's like, to them, it's like, no, this is just a nice thing that we're doing to help out. So, the joys of miscommunication of, like, obviously she shouldn't fly off the handle like that, she being Pam, but, like, in terms of thinking, nobody's in the wrong of, like, yeah, it's not wrong to be like, it's my mess, I'll clean it up, and it's also not wrong to help somebody out, and, you know, if there is help that can be given, and somebody is saying, hey, I'd appreciate the help, then, of course, you'd want to try to help. So it kind of goes both ways. I see both sides. while we are here, before we go back to that bulletin board, there's the quests have an expiration date, but you can check the board at any time of day. But I do want to catch a tiger trout here. These are available in the river from 6 a.m., i.e. the start of the day, till 7 p.m., regardless of weather. So these shouldn't be too terribly hard to come by. All you gotta do is just fish for a little bit, and inevitably you'll find one. I do appreciate the fact that it does not matter what weather. This is usually the last one I get. It's usually not the sandfish. Usually I'd have the bus repaired at this point, or I would have found a sandfish either in the trash or from the traveling merchant. There we go. We'll, of course, do more fishing later on, but I just wanted to get that taken care of right now. So we'll go up north and, again, kind of check for any of the plum. Bet your farm did great this past summer, huh? You're an excellent farmer. Oh, well, thank you. Appreciate that. So yes, this bulletin board, let's take a look at it proper. So you'll get a set amount of days, and this number will continuously go down. So once it hits 0 days, it will just put a new thing on here. Ooh, man, these are both tough. Because I could do that cranberry one, and that will probably be the one I end up doing. So you'll get two options here. You cannot accept both at the same time. It is a good idea, admittedly, to keep track of which quests you have successfully completed and which ones you have not, as you'll get rewards, and of course, obviously, these can repeat. You could get the aquatic overpopulation multiple times, and in the case of this, it will be a different fish. Midnight carp's kind of harder to catch because it's obviously later in the day. I think I'm going to do the 100 cranberries since I am just growing a ton of those. I'll probably end up shipping 100 just naturally. And of course, you'll be able to check that here of harvesting them and shipping them. But the first time you do a reward, you might get an additional item. So for an example, one of the really good ones to do that's available in the spring is you can give something, I think it's like 20, 30, 12, I don't remember the number. I think it's 12. You can give 12 leeks, the spring forageable, to Evelyn, and she's going to give them as a gift to George. And once you complete that quest, you'll get a reward ticket, you'll get a money amount. I don't know what the money amount is. But you'll also, the first time you do it, and only the first time you do it, you'll get a coffee maker, which will give you coffee first thing in the morning. But you'll only get that as the reward the first time. So there's nothing wrong with doubling down if the two quests that appear are both ones you've already done and you can do one of them again easily. Then by all means go for it. Just be aware that there are bigger rewards the first time you complete one. So it might not be a bad idea to keep track of which ones you have and have not done. So off screen, I will be doing my best to make sure that I am aware of which ones I have and have not done. Hey, Linus. It's a great gift. Thank you. Warm rain is a pleasant way to get clean. It is. Actually, quite like warm rain. It's pretty rare, at least around here it's pretty rare. Rain in general is pretty rare, but usually if we get it, it's kind of cold, and it's more of like this is a good type of weather to sit by a fire, bundle up in a sweater type of weather, rather than it being something nice and warm. And it appears we don't have any luck with the plum. I am going to go ahead and bring that tiger trout to the community center, as well as anything else that I've got. So I'll take the blackberry and the hazelnut with us as well. Put the rest of this stuff away for the time being. Oops, that's not right. We'll put the walleye up. I'm just going to sell that, I think. Oh, I do have some gold star corn in here. Okay, that's good. That's good. The yam, we can go ahead and take that, because I think that is one we haven't... Yep. donated. It's not a big amount we're taking here, but we can finish a bundle, so that's good enough for me. It is admittedly a pretty slow start to fall, but this is normal. This is kind of tying up the loose ends for things, like the community center will be kind of moving on to other projects as this big quest comes to a close, because once it's done, then other things will start opening up, of course. That gives us some more deluxe baits, that's good. So we're down to just that sandfish, and then that will be done. Alright, up here. Drop this off. Down here, we'll put these. Yeah, these will probably be closer to the last two that we finish up here. So over here, we'll probably be done a little bit faster. We are getting to the point where I will probably start dumping money into those bundles to get the bus repaired. So I've been putting that off for admittedly longer than I thought I was going to. And speaking of, I think I'm actually going to go back to where I caught that tiger trout and fish a little bit more for the rest of the day here. Yeah, did check both of those. Okay. But I did remember Penny's birthday, so that's good. I'm glad I didn't forget that. Penny's usually like one of the last characters that I get to know in-game. But that's usually mostly because I just don't have a lot of her loved items on hand. Like, the Poppy's the big one I usually remember, and most of the time a diamond is a pretty good guess for most of the females in the game, because, you know, diamond is a girl's best friend, and so as a result, a lot of the characters like that. Haley likes it, Evelyn likes it. Unsurprisingly, Emily likes it because it's a gemstone, so of course she would like it. Pretty sure it's on Jody's love list as well. But of course, you guys already got to see the love and like list, because the post-commentary side of things got to show you that. I've yet to see it. I just knew off the top of my head that she liked poppies, and I knew that I had grown some of them, so figured it was a nice, easy choice. So yeah, from here, with everything planted, money-making will probably be pretty high on my list for both getting the additional animals that I want for the coop in the barn, upgrading the barn all the way, and of course getting those money bundles for the community center. I don't know which of those, in what order I'm going to do specifically, because obviously getting the animals is partially for the community center. So it's a little bit of kind of going back and forth on what to do there. And of course, one of the other things that I want to do that you guys probably already saw on the list is I would like to ideally also get every tool upgraded to gold if it has not already been upgraded to gold. So the pickaxe is there, but the hoe, the watering can, and the axe are still in need of that. So it's hard to say whether I'll do a lot of fishing more or I'll do a lot of mining more. I think we might go back to our basics here and say if it is a good luck day for mining, then we'll go mining. Or if it's just a good luck day in general, we'll go mining. And if it is an average or below average luck day, then we'll go fishing. But again, I do not want to set anything in stone, as that kind of... You kind of have things set in stone in, like, the very beginning of the game because of your limited options. But options aren't limited anymore. You've got much more things you can do. I mean, we just literally unlocked a bulletin board that will give us more things to do. So So we're going to have a lot more freedom in that regard. And even then, with the mining, as I think about it too, like, we do need to get the combat, so going in on a low luck day wouldn't be the worst thing in the world either. We still got the monster quests in there as well. It's a good spot to grind for coal, because we'll need coal to make the gold bars to upgrade our tools, so there'll always be a reason to go to various areas for one purpose or another. Already talked to Leah today. This might be a time where you're going to start seeing me more frequently stay up later and just take the energy penalty in favor of getting money made, as now, like, we still have plenty of salmonberries. I can get the energy back faster is what I'm saying. Plenty of salmonberries, blackberry season's pretty close to being around the corner. It'll be worth the sacrifice of whatever I'm doing to just take that penalty. Though admittedly, I don't think I'm going to have enough time to drop everything off in the crate over here. Well, you know what? I might. I'm just actually going to go ahead and... Nope, I'm not going to be able to. Close but no cigar. I was going to say the money penalty I'm going to take, I only have 88 gold, so it's no big deal. Level 10 foraging. Choose a profession. Either tracker, location of forageable items revealed, or botanist. Foraged items are always highest quality, which is, of course, iridium, as we've already seen. This is pretty obvious for me. This is botanist, hands down. Tracker does help because... for forageable items, this also counts for the little artifact spots. So if you go onto a new screen and you see the little thing pop up, you'll know there's an artifact spot. It is very good for that. Otherwise, it's clearly botanist. Having things move to highest quality is extremely helpful for money, but also whenever the blackberry season hits, all those blackberries that I pick up are going to be the highest quality. So you can either sell them for a lot or you can use them for a lot of energy regain. Either way, very, very helpful. And we actually didn't lose any energy, I forgot, because we are at level 10 for foraging since we picked that up. So, we are going to end things off here for this episode. I know it was a little slow starting, but it will hopefully pick up as now we've got all our crops planted. We've got that bulletin board up, so we've got a goal there. So now we're going to focus on some other stuff as well. Whether it's fishing or mining will probably depend on the luck that we've got, but we will find that out in the next one. Thank you all for watching. This has been pitmarthroy with Stardew Valley here on Fantasy Farm, and I will see you all for the next episode when we are going to either be working on our mining and combat skills in order to level those up and get some gold for whenever we're going to upgrade our tools, or we'll do a lot of fishing in order to make some money, so that way we can start getting some more animals and getting that upgrade on the barn done as well. I'll need to check and see what resources I've got available to make sure that I can upgrade that barn too. Until then, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Later.